All right, Floyd Mayweather breaks his silence on Gervonta Davis taking his talents elsewhere. Let's speak on it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Check out the box news playlist for more videos like this. So, I mean, I got to say, Floyd took the mature and high road. But then again, Floyd almost 50 fucking years old. So, part of being a smart and savvy businessman is it's taking taking the high road. Dame Dash thing is his whole thing is that he want to create bosses. Fix his camera. There we go. He wants to create bosses. That's his thing. He wants to create bosses, and he believes that JayZ want to create employees and don't want to let people go on and be bosses for themselves. So here we go.
You obviously, have Mayweather Promotions, and you set the precedent for boxers, becoming their own boss. And you have one of the greatest young talents on your stable, Gervonta Davis. But I seen recently that he's actually looking to leave. So how does that relationship work? How does that work as far as grooming somebody, getting them to a point, and then having some differences?
I've always been a gentleman. I've always been respectful, and there's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm going to work with you and I'm going to make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, his wings, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him. From your standpoint.
So, that's part of it. But you heard him. I'm pretty sure, if he needs something, he in dire need, he can call Floyd. Tank kind of took the high road too, saying that it's just time for him to move on and spread his wings. You got to respect it. Adrian Broner was an article, Adrian Broner saying that Floyd behavior going to drive Tank away. Broner always looked at Tank as one of them, with him, because he brought Tank to Floyd, according to Adrian Broner. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I think a lot of people, Floyd was too hands-on. You heard Floyd, I think he had an interview, I think it might have been in Boxing Scene, where he said the more I help, it seemed like the more they get angry and they kind of want to separate away from me, the more I help. So obviously, at the end of the day, he probably got 1,001 things that he can be doing. And I don't think, running a promotional company is really on his bucket list. Even though, he loved boxing and all that, but I don't really think that's on his bucket list. I don't really think that's high on his priority list. Even I think if that's the case, then I think he'd be learning as much about the business as he could and really, have a better stable and develop and do things in a better way. That's my opinion on it. Hold on, man. Just need to knock my door open. That's my opinion on it. So I don't really think he invested. I think he probably did want to help the kid, and maybe he was too hands-on and didn't let him make the decisions that he should have made on his own. You heard Paul Malignaggi talk about how they fell out and stuff over, he bought, Gervonta a penthouse and put him in his penthouse, bought him a car and bought him furniture and wanted him to stay in Vegas, and Tank wanted to do what he wanted to do, run back home, allegedly sold all the shit, ran back home and, wanted to do what he wanted to do and then end up getting in trouble. So at the end of the day, these dudes feel like they men and they feel like they want to do what they want to do. And Floyd was proven right. He went back home and got in a shit ton of trouble. I mean, Floyd was there. He been there. He been, you know, he said the same background, been where he been. I think he literally wanted to help the guy. But at the end of the day, like I continue to say, these kids today don't listen. I hate to say that, they don't listen. They go through one ear, go out the other ear, then they get in trouble, then they want to beg for help. They don't listen. This generation don't listen and they don't care, and that's a dangerous combination. That's a very dangerous combination. They don't listen and they don't care. And then the only time they care from reality is right there. I seen a kid on Facebook. It looked real too. I think it is real. And he got shot in the head. You know, he throwing up gang signs and stuff. And they think it's a game. Life ain't no game, bro. This ain't no game. This square business. And then they're going to get to a point, they may not admit it, these kids, especially these females, got more pride than anybody. They ain't going to listen, but they're going to say to themselves at one point, they might not never admit it, well, I wish I would have listened. I'm telling you, they're going to say, well, I wish I would have listened. That's what they're going to be saying. I wish I would have listened. You know? But then again, some of the stories you hear where he's sparring these kids, I think they was from Italy or whatever, brothers, whatever, and they got the best of Tank, and Floyd say, take my gear off. He took the gear off, and Floyd put the gear on and went in there and started, you know, showing them how it's done on the kids. I'm like, damn, how that's supposed to help? But that's how a lot of them older dudes be teaching. They expect everybody else to catch on some shit they've been crafting for their whole life, and they expect everybody else to be able to catch on to it like they did. I've been around plenty of them dudes, especially when they ain't got your best interest in hand. And a lot of kids like Tank, they ain't been raised like that. Believe me, they ain't been raised like that. Trust and believe, they ain't been raised like that, dude. That's why the military had to tone it down. They made the military tone that shit down. A lot of them kids, they don't know how to deal with that adversity. That's that hard adversity. Nigga, you can't do nothing right, and you know, imagine, man, they don't even go through, give me the find the hammer or find the needle pliers, and you getting cussed out for the shit. You ain't, man, remember that? I had to get your dad. I remember one time they was flushing something out, dude, at my granddad's house. They don't believe in paying nobody to do nothing. Trust me. And I was supposed to turn the water off, and I kept turning it on. Man, I got cussed out. That's pressure. That's how I grew up. It is what it is. You gotta have tough skin. You gotta, you know, as they say with quarterback, you make a bad play or a good play, you gotta move on to the next play. You can't harp on it. You can't harp on it. Well, you know, a lot of people, a lot of us, you know, a lot of kids today will grow up like that. And we grew up with a fraction of what our parents went through like that. They went through a ton of that type of adversity. We grew up with a fraction of that adversity. You know, so, you know, we ain't as traumatized as they was. But, you know, let's see what else we got here. Hold on.
From your standpoint, because that's not going to. Yeah. I didn't get into the sport of boxing, you know, after I retired, to not want to see fighters grow. I want to, if he feels like he can surpass Floyd Mayweather or be the next Floyd Mayweather, I'm here to push you. Go for it. Yeah, no, that's true. Thought of that. All right. You know, I've been working on buying an NBA team outright. You know, there's a difference between clapping up for that. We look. You know, me and actually one of my other business partners, Brent Johnson, he's here. So we've been working on the NBA team for a while now. You know, it's rough. Vegas? It could be the Vegas franchise. It could be the Seattle franchise. Yeah. Or I could be buying a franchise that's already up and running. Gotcha. So the first offer, we offered them a little bit over $2 billion for majority ownership. Do I have it? Absolutely, I have it. But laugh it up for that.
Of course not. You kidding me?
But it didn't happen. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. It's a lot. It's a lot when you have so many different businesses all around the world. Actually, it's a lot. It's not easy.
Can I just follow that really quick? 'Cause I wonder when you walk into a business deal, right?
So you hear him trying to talk about the deal. You see Seattle, Phoenix already was sold to my man from Michigan State or whatever, has some affiliation to Michigan State. So just wanted to play that part for him. But, he said he want to see guys grow and surpass him. A lot of people feel that's not the case. And a little bit competitive part of, other than unless it's your son or your daughter, a competitive part of athletes, you think Kareem really won't Jesus Christ. LeBron really break his record. Part of them don't. He want to hold the record. But you know what? Records are meant to be broken. No matter the hardest record out there that ever could be broken, it's meant to be broken one day. We may not see it. 100 points in the game by Wilt rookie average. Somebody might come in and break it the way these kids scoring the ball now. Never know. But you can't be bitter. You can't be hateful. You see, every year when the last undefeated team no longer undefeated, the 80 whatever, the Don Shula Dolphins, they pop champagne. You know what I'm saying? Patriots came close one year. Hey, no cigar. But a lot of people feel like a lot of people feel like he ain't genuine when they come to see him, want to see dudes be better than him. And I'm not going to get into that conversation, but obviously Tank, wanted to be his old man. He wanted to spread his wings, and I respect it. He's a grown-ass man. And the decisions that you make, you got to live with. Remember that. The decisions that you make, you got to live with. You hopefully learn from his mistakes, and, he learned from his successful decisions that he made. So, Floyd kind of, telling him what to do in between the rounds in the corner, not letting Calvin coach. We're going to see all that. Calvin do what he want to do. Tank do whatever he want to do. We see how successful he is. I think he still sell tickets, knockout sell. A lot of people like him. Remember he was, Trina was sitting on his lap and all that type of stuff. So he got appeal. So, we got to look forward to seeing, what he got on deck next. But let me know what you girls and guys think. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Everything's in the link tree. The first link in the description. I do appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. But other than that, man, let me know what you girls and guys think. One time for the one time. Peace.